Good morning, Harvard ecologists. So as you know, you've just wrapped up your weeks-long project of analyzing the Socorro Island ecosystem, determining the cause of the decline of the Socorro dove, and using different ecological tools to restore the native biodiversity of that ecosystem. Today, we'll be jumping into our next project and taking our ecological talents to the Channel Island to try and restore the Channel Island ecosystem and the Channel Island fox population. So since I'm not going to be in class with you in person today, I am going to create this video to walk you through exactly what you should be working on and how you should be progressing through your Channel Island Fox project. So in Google Classroom, in your classwork page, at this morning at 9 o'clock, you should have 3 assignments or 3 pieces of information drop. I'm going to walk you through each of them and just point you in the direction to how to progress through the project. So the first thing you should see is your graded report assignment. Here, just like with the Socorro dove, you should see 2 things. You should see the Saving the Channel Island Fox slides, as well as the rubric. In just a quick minute, we're going to jump in and walk through those slides to give you an idea of what you should be doing and how you should be working through it. But first, starting today, the very first thing that you're going to want to do is jump into this next assignment here, which is the Channel Island Fox introduction text. So just like we did with the Socorro dove, to familiarize ourselves with the Channel Island fox and its ecosystem, you will first want to carefully read the text here for understanding, to make sure that you know what the Channel Island fox is, a little bit about its ecosystem, and what is happening with the fox. Once you have read the full text, maybe jotted down some notes about what you think is important to know, you're ready to get started on your project. So let's go ahead and open up our slides and take a look at how we'll work through these. So first thing that you may notice is that this looks quite similar to your Socorro Island dove report. So I want to remind you that yes, this project looks almost exactly the same as Socorro dove. You are walking through almost the same steps, except with a new ecosystem and a new population. There are a couple of changes that I'm going to walk you through now. So first, instead of having your direction slide at the very beginning, on every single slide, you should have a screenshot here that walks you through the exact directions for that slide. So of course, you're going to follow all of those steps as you work through in order. One thing that's slightly different here is that instead of having your food web information and creation in a different slideshow, we went ahead and added it right into your report so that you don't have to go through the process of copying and pasting it in. So right here on slide 3, you'll see the data needed to create your food web, and on 4, you'll see all of the images necessary to create your food web for the Channel Island. Now, all of your hypothesis data and instructions should look exactly the same, except again with new data for a new ecosystem. So you will follow those same steps as you did with Socorro dove. Explanation and decline and biodiversity are exactly the same. However, when we get to slide 10, we see, as I mentioned last week, that the process for the ecological tools proposals will be slightly different. Instead of analyzing solutions that I proposed to you, as we did in Socorro dove, you will actually be creating and proposing your own ecological tool proposals. So now let's jump back and look at how you'll do that. So the third and final piece that should have dropped this morning is your ecological tools design solution proposal. This is the document that you will use to create and submit your tool proposal. So once you have familiarized yourself with the Channel Island ecosystem and you've determined what you think is the cause of the Channel Island fox decline on the island, you will be ready to create your own proposal of which ecological tools you think will be most useful in restoring the fox population and the native biodiversity. So what you want to do here, and there are some directions to walk through, is choose how many and which tools you think would be best to use. So we've given you 3 templates here. You have a template for proposing 2 tools, 3 tools, or 4 tools. It is entirely up to you based on what to analyze and determine you think is going on in the ecosystem. If you think 2 tools is appropriate, you'll use this slide, 3 or 4. Okay, meaning you only need to fill out one of these slides. Now in that slide, you will go ahead and complete it with all of the necessary information. So up here at the top where it says design solution by, you will go ahead and fill in your name. So I might say design solution by Mrs. Santiago. Then when it says tool, you will go ahead and fill in whichever tools you think are most appropriate. So for example, in this one, I might say habitat enhancement. And you will fill in each tool. In the square beneath the tool, you will go ahead and write a brief description of how you would use the tool on the island. So what it is that you're proposing that you should do on the island, and perhaps a little bit about how you think that that would help the island. Once you are done with this, you will submit this to me so that I can analyze who has come up with the best 3 design solution proposals. And that's what you will use to analyze and evaluate. That leads me to very important information here, which is due date. So your Channel Island Fox report in its entirety will be due on Friday, May 21st. That will give you until 8 p.m. Your design solution proposals must be turned in by this Friday, May 14th. In order for me to analyze all of the solutions submitted by the class and return those to you by the beginning of next week so that you can begin your analysis. So finally, at the beginning of next week, I will drop one more piece of information, which will be the 3 best proposals that have been submitted by the class. Once those have been submitted, your next job will be to analyze and critique the strengths and weaknesses of each proposal submitted by your class. Then you will determine out of the 3 which is the best solution for restoring the Channel Island fox ecosystem and the Channel Island fox population. So remember, today you should be starting by reading your Channel Island intro text and then jumping straight into your report. Have a great class period, and I will see you on Thursday, Friday, both, because I have you for lab and for class.